Hello, honey roses. Welcome to my channel. So we're going to do a reading right now. Let's see what Spirit has to tell us this morning. What does Spirit have to tell us? Let's see. What do you want them to know, Spirit? I just heard someone feels like you're prone for success. You are prone for success. Like no matter what happens, no matter the trials and tribulations you go through, you are prone for success. You are aligned with success. You are a successful person because you work hard. You put time in. You put time in. You deserve every blessing that you've already received and every blessing that is coming your way. Because you show gratitude. All right. What else? You're emotionally stable. You've found a way to be. There could have been a time before where you had trouble with maintaining your emotions, but I don't see that to be the case. There may be certain things here and there where you might see something within yourself that you want to work on, which is good, because that just means that you're paying attention to yourself and that you take heed to improvement, which is one of the reasons why you are prone to success. That's why Spirit said that. There's many times where people see in you what you don't see in yourself, because you'll be looking for the end result. Many times we can work so hard that we want to see the end result faster than possible, because there's time in between what you want or what you desire, either way, and the action you take. The only thing that separates between you and what you want is the time. So maybe one of the things that you struggle with is patience. I feel like everybody struggles with that sometimes, because it's just like, who wants to really wait? Instant gratification at times can feel better than being patient. I just heard, but will you value it the same if it's instant? Or will you value it more if it takes time to obtain? It reminds me of someone who has worked really hard and created great wealth for themselves and their family. And so the children, they get anything they want all the time, but they don't know what it is to work to get those things that they receive, so they don't appreciate them. So because it's so normal for them to be spoiled, it's like they don't see the value of what has been bestowed upon them, being able to grow up in a wealthy family. It's that same concept. It's like patience is one of those things that not many people want to do, but it is, or it should be, a requirement, because it teaches you a certain level of character. It helps you to build your character, right? I feel like character building is one of the most important lessons that one can learn in life, because there's so much philosophy in each step of the way. There's so much, it's just like these little messages each step of the way. I actually, well, I'm not going to say it. Spirit said don't say it, so I'm not. They shut me down real fast. I was going to tell you something, but I'm not, I guess I'm not supposed to yet. But anyway, it's the same concept, because it's better for children of great wealth to learn just as someone who doesn't have it, so that they understand. That's why I feel that someone who learns what both sides of the spectrum are like, they become more valuable because they can reach more people. Someone who understands what it's like to live, I just heard beneath poverty lines, or it doesn't have to be this way, but it's about the lessons. I'm just talking about the lessons. It's not about the reality of what I'm saying. I'm talking about the lessons of what reality can bring. Because if you don't go through anything, you're not going to know anything. You're not going to understand people for who they are and where they've been. So people who are just born into wealth, many of them don't know. They don't understand what it's like for someone who has not been born into wealth and who has to fight for everything that they obtain, or all the successes that they strive to reach. They don't realize that. So it's like, I feel like you're someone who you really had to put in some work. You really had to push in, encourage, push in. I don't know why I want to say push in because it sounds weird to me, but it's like you had to allow yourself to go through what felt to you at the time extreme. I have a lot of things going on. Hold on. You had to go through things that were like extreme for you. Maybe others didn't see it that way, but for you, under the circumstance and your emotional state and all that, it did have an effect on you. And there were people around you that didn't really acknowledge your state of being. I just feel like you've had a lot of insensitive people around you, so it was hard for you were missing some nurturing moments, I feel, for many of you. There's this nurturing that would have been like a great help for you. And it's not even like I feel like there's so many times where you didn't even ask for like money. You didn't ask for anything but for someone to just listen to you. And that's not that much. But unfortunately, there were times where you didn't have that. So you had to find a way to still progress in the direction that you know was meant for you. So because you were able to do that, those that weren't even there for you, they see that you're prone for success. It's them. That's who I was picking up. Because I just heard you're prone for success. But as this story unfolds, that's what Spirit is talking about. Like those people that chose not to listen to you, chose not to, and it wasn't like listen to you like you were trying to tell them what to do. It's you were just talking. You were just releasing. You know, people have trouble realizing when someone just needs their ear. I understand people go through their own stuff. I get it. But people have become so insensitive and like detached that there's no more, I can't say no more, but that communal support, I heard, is vacant. It's empty. It's vacant. It's like a community room with no community in it. And then what comes along with the community is encouragement and support, and no side eyes, like, you know, no funny business, but people be like so into just anger with their self, like anger with their own circumstances, and not being able to find a way to be happy for the next person that does something good and use them as an inspiration. They just want to hate on them when they could be learning from them. It's just like I heard simple mathematics. Because if you know that you can, or if you think in such a way where you know, oh, I can learn from that person because I would like to, maybe I'm not going to do exactly what they do, but I can learn, you know, what I need to learn in order to move forward, like a framework that they have, and then you could apply it to your own ways, and then it works for you. Like, that's what I'm talking about. But people just, they'd rather hate I just heard a bunch of birds flying together. It sounded like they was like smacking each other's wings, but I think it was just because all of them were going at the same time. But yeah, let me see. Instead of looking at other people and what they were doing, you chose to look at yourself and work on yourself. You did. And I feel like even if people were, I just heard, even if they seemed like they were ahead of you in life, you chose to be happy for them. You found a way to be happy for them. Even if you didn't have as much as you wanted to, you still were happy for someone who did well for themselves. And you know, it makes you want to go harder for yourself, because you're like, they could do it, I could do it too. Seeing other people win should be motivational. And another thing, the mindset for people should be, you know, I don't know what they had to go through to get there. People, they always look at the glitz and the glam, but they don't think about what that person went through to get into the position that they're in. People are so like shallow nowadays. And it's like Spirit wants you to know, because you chose not to be shallow and you went beneath the surface, this is why the blessings are made for you, for that reason. Because you understand what a blessing is and what you're supposed to do with it. You know, many people get blessed. I heard blessed by the devil, and they think they got it all. They get blessed by the devil and they think it's cool. They think it's wonderful. But then it's like, damn, that's rough. I don't even want to say that, what I just heard. Okay, how can I say this? People that choose to do the worst for profit and I'm hearing subjectify themselves and others. Is it subjectify? Wait a minute. Hold on. Is that the right word I want to use? Hold on. Let me see. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking right. Subjectify people in a certain group and just make them seem like they're all the same or whatever, and label them in a derogatory way and use that for their own personal benefit, usually financial benefit. And now I'm hearing or comical benefit, to make fun of, to mock. Those are the same people who aren't really happy, and they can have everything, and they can have everything materialistically, but emotionally and spiritually they don't have anything. They're barren. And so these are people that they could choose the wrong route and end themselves from trying to use toxic coping mechanisms, which could be substance abuse, is what Spirit is bringing to me right now. Not saying that anybody from any other group can't do the same, but it's just the topic at this moment, okay? And your belief in the Creator, your trust, your choice to be loving instead of being a hater, okay? Your choice to give even when you didn't receive. And it was natural. It wasn't forced. I'm feeling like you have a natural way of being that is appreciated in the spirit realm. You have a natural way of being because you are someone who will listen. That's a big thing. Just being able to sit down and listen to someone You know how many people, they could just be rude. They could just be ridiculously rude. They could pick up their phone, start scrolling. They could act like they gotta go. They could just straight up start talking to someone else. Like, you're not talking it without saying excuse me or hold on. Like, you know, this is the type of stuff that people tend to do. And I feel that people could have done to you as well, because it's coming up in this reading. So you could have been someone who experienced that. The reason why you're prone to success is because you didn't stop even through the adversity. We are always going to have adversity. It's inevitable. It's one of those things that are inevitable. But it never stopped you, though. It never stopped you. You still hold that same heart. You still hold the same understanding. So regardless of how great your blessings are, it wouldn't change you, because you went through so much that you understand. That's why understanding is so important in life, for you to like really understand life and understand people's differences. Like, you know, when you understand people and understand that everything's not easy for everyone, you have so much gratitude that you are going to respect everything that you receive. You have no choice but to respect it, because it's like it's that gratitude. It keeps reverting back to gratitude. You can tell when somebody's not thankful. And they don't treat things well when they're not thankful. Everything is abused and used. Abused and used. No matter if it's things or people. Those are ungrateful people. But people that are grateful have a tendency to want to reciprocate. They have like a supportive energy. Encouraging, nurturing, uplifting, loving. And Spirit, it's like they just want you to know, because of your ways, this is why you are prone to success. You are prone. It was always meant for you. Chosen seed. Many of you may not even realize that you are chosen, because you're thinking that in order to be someone who's chosen, all of those abundant blessings you might be thinking about are like materialistic, like from a material sense. That might be how you're correlating your blessings. So because you don't have certain things, you might feel like you're not a chosen seed. But it's not about the material things. It's about what's inside of your heart. It's about how you think. It's about your perspective. You know, it's about your spirit. That's what it's about. There's many people that look beautiful, gorgeous, exceptional, even on the outside. But on the inside, there's like slime and spider webs and beetles. You know, it's like grime, anger, resentment, malice. But these same people could walk up to you with a smile. And you're gonna be like, oh, that seems like a nice person. Sometimes smiles do lie. Sometimes smiles do lie. And that's unfortunate, because that could be very confusing. Very confusing. The only way you know in such circumstances is by someone's action, their perspective, and their heart, and their spirit. People could smile all day, but until you know how to intuitively pick up someone's spirit, you wouldn't know. But I feel like you guys know. But there's many people that don't know. They'll befriend people that are like the most cruel people around, and they won't even know. because they see a smile, and they'll take it for face value and correlate that with a kind person, and then ignore the most key signs that will tell them who they're dealing with for real. It's dangerous. And I feel like you are a kind person, right? But you went through so much with people that you can tell when somebody is moving from their animalistic self, where it's like always savage mode, like always. And just to think, being in that mode all the time, it could be a little stressful because you're always in combat. Like you're always, that is, just think about how you feel when you're angry. You know how tiring that is? Your face get all scrunched up. You want to raise your voice and yell. You want to throw some bows, like you ready to fight. Or do something, throw something, mess something up. You just want to do things when you're angry. And that's a lot of energy that is utilized in times when you're in such anger. And I feel like there's many times where people did get you angry like that. And you don't like when you get angry because you know how you could be. You know you could be a little off it. We all have a little tick. We all have that thing. No matter how much people try to act like, oh no. We all have the little tick, okay? Like, we all have that. It's true. It's just who we are. It's our light and our dark side. And when you see somebody trying to hide it, that's when you want to be very careful, because that means that they're acting like they never got angry or something before, or like they don't have that side to them. But we all do. I always tell you, it's about maintaining your beast. It's not about trying to hide it or whatever. But you deserve this blessing because you know what to do with it. Many people have blessings from the enemy and they don't know what to do with it, and they end up self-destructing. They destroy themselves, you know? It's a fact of life. Then they start doing a bunch of things that people shouldn't, because they're looking for excitement. It gets to the point where nothing feels exciting, and they start doing strange things. They start doing things to harm people, hurt people, and like manipulate people, and have people doing things for entertainment. Then it gets real dark, and not in a good way. Okay. It starts leading towards Satanism at that point. Because they don't have any foundation. That's why having great wealth and not having a nutrient foundation, or a strong foundation in your spirituality, I heard that calls for desperate measures. Because people like that, they don't have a care in the world. They don't care. They're cold all the time. All the time, just cold. You know those people that you look at that do something crazy? You see them on the news after they did a heinous crime, and their eyes are like completely blank. No emotion, no connection to anything. Just that cold, rigid, empty stare that you see in their eyes. That's not you, though. Be thankful that that's not you. Be thankful that you know how to feel. That is a blessing, to know how to feel. It is a blessing. Everything you feel, no matter if it hurts or not, be grateful for it. There's so many people out here that don't feel. And you could tell they don't feel because of how they move and what they do to others. To hurt someone on purpose, you don't have no feeling. You don't have no feeling. You're just like, at that point, they're a bot and they're being used. But you're not that person. So if anybody tries to tell you you are, they just lied. Alright? If you would like to purchase my book, you can. You can go to www.MNHONEYROSE.org. If you would like to book a coaching call, you can with me, Mystic Alchemy, your spiritual coach. Alright. And I'll put all the details everywhere in the video. A little sprinkle here and a little sprinkle over there, you know? A little sachet. I don't know why I want to say sachet. But yeah. Everything you do, do it with love. Always remember the creator is in you and the magic is too, because you are magic. Much love to you. I'll see you in the next video.